Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you being here. If you're new here, welcome, and I appreciate you too. So in this one, we're going to take a little bit more of an in-depth look into my collection of Alocasia. Now, I did a video a few weeks ago around how I kept my Alocasia alive through winter. There is a video out there if you want to go and watch that. But in this one, I'm going to show you each type that I've got and basically what the progress with that plant is. I've got quite a few guys, so let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with the big dude. Now, why not? Why not start with this one? You may have seen this in the video the other week, so I thought I'd get this one out of the way, but this is an Alocasia gigantia, and it's absolutely epic. I can't even hardly get the plant in the actual video screen. So, this is my favourite plant, hands down in my collection, and it's absolutely stunning. I'm not going to go into the problems this plant has caused me because it's in that other video, but it has caused me a lot of problems, but it's still going and I love it and it's still my favourite. This is the Alocasia gigantia, and honestly guys, if you want a big growing Alocasia, this is the one for you because there's a few, isn't there, but I just like this one the best. This can get up to 10 feet. 10 feet, so it's in the wrong place here in the house. I need to get it down the summer house, but I've been waiting for the summer to come. Spring is here, so I might even actually do it today, guys. I might go and put it out there today. Okay, the next one is the golden bone. So you wouldn't have seen this one because I didn't actually have it in that last video when I did the Alocasia one, and it's just epic. Do you know this, in the UK, this is a really, really cheap Alocasia. And for me, it's probably one of the nicest, but it's a big one. So as you can see, they get really leggy, so I've had to like attach it to this moss pole. Well, it's not a moss pole, it's a pole, it's a cane or something. But isn't it lovely? So look, this is the newest leaf. Look at the shine. Oh, look at that shine. How nice is that? These are beautiful. That's the oldest leaf, and that's my favourite leaf. It's really dark, isn't it? But honestly, this is an epic plant. That's a big leaf as well. Honestly, guys, that was a new leaf not so long ago, so it's obviously very happy. I plant all of my Alocasia in Alocasia soil. I use the one called Grow Tropicals here in the UK. It's done me proud. I don't put them in pond. I have got some in leca, but while my attitude is this, guys, while it's working, I ain't changing it. If something happens and it stops working, then I will think about changing it. But ain't that one an absolute beauty? The next one is the Jacqueline. Look at that leaf. Look at the size of that leaf. This is brilliant. This is my Jacqueline. Now, what I will say about this plant, guys, is it always only ever has 3 leaves. And I know a lot of Alocasia do that. There is one coming through now, as you can see right there. Can you see it? So I guarantee that probably this one will give way for that one, but oh no, it might even be this one, I'm not too sure. Probably that one, that looks like the oldest leaf. However, what will happen is the next one will be bigger. So we're going to be in a situation where we have 3 leaves, Alocasias, that are bigger. It's really leggy, this plant. I actually have it in leca. So it's in leca. A couple of my Alocasias, like I said, are in leca, but ain't that lovely? The Jacqueline it's got really furry texture, but I just think the leaves are striking on the Jacqueline. The next one is the black velvet. Now, the black velvet is my favourite Alocasia. I just love it. This one in particular because I got it when it was really small and it's given me a lot of nice growth. I only started keeping Alocasia back in September last year, so I've not kept them long. There's a dead one, so that one's... Would you cut that off, guys? So I know a lot of people cut them off because of energy to the other leaves and stuff, but I kind of let them go to the depths of sort of like death before I let them come off. But that's on its way out, isn't it? But it's still not fully on its way out. I use beneficial bugs, guys, so don't say to me, people will say to me, oh, well, what about spider mites? They attract spider mites, but I use beneficial bugs. And if you look, there's another new leaf coming through. This is amazing. Now I'm really buzzing because that one, so this was the last new leaf, that one was the previous one, and I've said it on my video so many times, guys, I starved my plant and I didn't feed them enough in the winter, so we got a few small leaves, but look, we're back to normal. Much bigger leaf, much nicer, stunning, bigger leaf. So yeah, that's the black velvet. The next one is the Alocasia Friedeck Variegated. So this plant is really interesting. So it's doing really well. There's actually 2 plants in the pot, and I think there's actually another baby coming through there. I bought this plant really cheap. So I got this plant from Bent's Garden Centre, which I've done videos on, and there was 3 plants in this pot. So I took one out, replanted it, sold it. I found 6 corms when I replanted this plant, and I grew all 6 out. 4 of them I have sold on, and 2 of them are just giving white leaves. So that's, I probably need to throw them away, guys, because I don't foresee them ever really giving me anything, because they'll just give me white leaves probably forever. But this was 2 plants that are left, and guess what? You know what's amazing? We've got more new growth. This plant, or plants, just throw new leaves out. I mean, look at the difference in them, and what's really interesting, it's changed to an Aurea. Some green on green. Look at that green on green, guys. How epic is that? You know, we've got some white variegation on here. We've got some white variegation on here. But if you look at the newer leaf here, it's green on green. This is a real interesting Alocasia Friedeck Variegated, and it's absolutely stunning. And do you know what, guys? It's doing okay. It's doing okay because this is a more fussier Alocasia. But I've said it before, I will say it again because it's important. I'm very lucky because I keep my Alocasia in a tropical room. So I live in the UK, and as you know, in the winter in the UK, it gets really cold. I have a fish room, which is tropical because I heat the room. The humidity is high, so it's perfect environment for growing Alocasias. And, you know, I think this is the proof in that pudding, isn't it, guys? It's absolutely stunning. So the next one is this. This is an Alocasia Bisma Sila. I did this in a video a couple of weeks ago on a shop tour that I did, and if you remember, it had another leaf. I accidentally snapped that leaf off, but we do have a new leaf coming here. This was a wish list one for me, to be honest, so I never found it in any of my shops. I saw it online, and then someone tipped me off. I mean, look at the green, the intensity of the green on that leaf, and the shape of it is unbelievable. So yeah, someone tipped me off, and I went to pick it up, and there was a few there, so I got the pick, and this was the one I picked. I just love, look at that green, isn't it lovely? There's such a nice veiny pattern as well, isn't there, on this plant? Real favourite of mine, this is the Bisma, and can't wait for this leaf to come out as well, guys. This one is my Silver Dragon. This was the first Alocasia that I ever got. And again, it's been, I think this is a more forgiving Alocasia in general anyway. So if I were to say to anybody, if you want to get an Alocasia to try, get a Silver Dragon. That's the newest leaf, and look at it, it's beautiful. It's great when you look at the older leaf to the newer leaves, the difference in the green colour, it's just unbelievable. Again, another one that's got fantastic patterning on, it's just unbelievable. And I have snapped a couple of leaves off this plant by accident. I'm so heavy-handed, guys, honestly, I'm just so heavy-handed. And again, another new leaf is coming here, so they're pushing out, and it's spring, isn't it? I know I live in a tropical fish room, but still, I've got grow lights and stuff, but still the extra light that's coming in is going to help. And same with my anthuriums, they're all kicking out so many new leaves. But that's a lovely one, isn't it? And like I said, guys, if you want to get into Alocasia and you want to try one out, buy a Silver Dragon, they are more forgiving. So next on the list is this absolutely beast of an Alocasia Mellow. This was a gift from Jungle Fever UK. Honestly, and all I had to do for it was a video, and it was just an amazing gift, guys. I was so happy. I mean, look at the size of that leaf there. It's just huge, and there's so much growth on it. So there's just so many leaves on this plant, honestly, guys, and it's just an epic Mellow. Let me just show you my other Mellow. So this one is my baby Mellow. So look at the difference in that. Absolutely. And this is probably the size Mellows you're going to see in the shops to buy. Look at that. It's unbelievable difference. So I already had this Mellow, and again, this one is pushing out a new leaf. Most of these, if I don't say, are in Alocasia soil. Look at that. It's just unbelievable. This is a really nice Alocasia as well. I love it, but isn't that a monster? The next one I'm going to show you guys is the Aanii. I love this, and I am actually currently at the moment looking for another one. Now, this one in particular, let me take the beneficial bugs off. This one in particular is growing in Leca. Now, I want to get one and grow it in soil. I don't know why. I wish I'd never put this in leca, even though it's doing okay. You know, we've just been, that new leaf came not long ago. And as you can see there is another new leaf. There's a couple that seem to be on the way out. Saying that though, I think that one is, I just think that that's just dropped, because alocasia will do that, guys. But ain't that a stunning one as well? I really like this. And do you know what the biggest wish list plant for me right now is? The biggest wish list plant for me right now is the Alocasia Aanii pink. I really, really want one. They're just unbelievable. They're very, very expensive. Hopefully I'll see if they come down. They're about £80 here. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've spent more money on some plants than that, but they're only small, and I'm always wary whether it's going to be a tissue culture or not. And once you've bought it, if it's a tissue culture, you've got no hope. And I'll show you some tissue cultures in a minute that I've bought. But that's the Aanii. Okay, guys, this is what I've literally just done picking it up. I caught it on something and I've just snapped the leaf off. This is the Alocasia sinuata, newest leaf. This is a real rubbery, hard feeling plant, and it's a nice one, lovely plant as well. It's such a dragon scaly looking one, which a lot of Alocasias are. It's grown really weird. Again, I've tied the leaves together on this. That's really leggy, and it's just where I've had it and it's been trying to find light, that's all. It's just, sometimes I don't position. I've had a couple of Alocasias in the wrong position, and they're trying to find light. That's all that's happening there. But look at that, what am I like? What am I like? The amount of leaves that I snap on my plants is unbelievable, guys, honestly. And that one's a beauty as well. So obviously I just mentioned tissue cultures. So basically, obviously, when it comes to Alocasia, you grow Alocasias from corms, obviously. But there's tissue cultured Alocasias too. And I'm going to show you a couple. So that's a Alocasia dragon scale aurea, which my partner bought me in January for my birthday. That's a real nice light leaf, but I've heard and I've seen on mine that the edges of these don't do very well. And that's the newest leaf. Obviously, it's nowhere near as variegated as that one. That one's not too bad, but if you look at the tip here, they do this. Apparently mine are doing this as well. So we've just got to be patient, keep going, see what happens in the long run with that one. This is also a tissue culture. This is the Alocasia Black Velvet Pink. We bought it with that one leaf. It gave me that leaf probably, I got that probably in end of December, beginning of January time. Really nice leaf, but it's not given me anything ever since. But you know what? They are babies. They do take a lot longer. They don't grow as quick as your bigger plants, but that's the pink, and I say tissue culture. That was the dream plant for me. I am not sure whether this is a tissue culture or a corm, I can't remember, but this is a Alocasia poly aurea. I don't like polys, but I decided to try and reinvigorate my love for the poly by buying an aurea one. It's got quite a few leaves. It has pushed out a new leaf since I've had it. Doing a lot better than the other two I've showed you, so we'll see what that brings. This is definitely a tissue culture. This is an Alocasia dragon scale variegated. I basically had 3 leaves before this one, lost all 3 of them. This is the newest leaf and probably the best leaf this plant has given me. It's quite light, isn't it? I do prefer the darker looking one, so hopefully the next one will be darker. If you look, there is signs of a new leaf coming out, but it's very small. Yeah, that's a tissue culture. That's a dragon scale variegated. And then this is definitely a corm. I bought this off a guy off another app, and this is the longiloba. So it came with just this leaf, which he seems to be going, because we've had this leaf come through and there's actually another leaf there coming through. So that's this grows. If you don't know what this is, this grows into a really, really, really big leaved plant, which is basically a massive version of that, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's another one that's nice. And I think that's it. Let me just have a look around, because I have got quite a lot, guys. No, that is definitely my full Alocasia collection. I said there was a few, so the video's obviously been a bit longer, but I really wanted to show it off because, if I'm being honest with you, my biggest, proudest moment as a plant parent is my Alocasia collection. It is my biggest, proudest moment, honestly, because firstly, people reach out to me to ask me for advice on how to keep them alive. Not that I want to see people's Alocasias doing bad. It just reiterates that I'm doing a good job with these things. And I just think that, you know, to keep alocasias going and thriving is real tough. And I am very lucky. I'm not green fingered or anything like that. I am very lucky in the fish room. I am very lucky that I already kept a tropical room, because if these had been in my house, lots of them would have gone dormant over the winter and we probably wouldn't even have some of them now. So it's very much luck. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I just want to say a massive thank you, as always. I appreciate you. And if you're still here, you know this, you're a legend, and I appreciate you so much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, guys, please consider subscribing. Hit the subscribe button, ping the bell for notifications. And yeah, thank you so much. And I'll see you all on the next one.